Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making a natural deodorant, and I will leave the recipe down in the description box. So let's get started with the procedure. First of all, I'm using a double boiler. I'm going to put the double boiler on the scale here, and you can also use a heat safe glass container as well and put it in the microwave. I just prefer the double boiler because I think the heat process is more gentle. So first thing we want to do is we are going to add the main ingredient, which is shea butter, to our double boiler. And I'm going to show you how shea butter comes. It looks like this is a bucket of 5 kilos, and this is how the shea butter looks. And so we need 214 grams. For those who don't know, there is a difference between a deodorant and an anti-transpirant. This natural recipe here is just a deodorant, so it doesn't stop you from sweating. It just makes the sweat, like the name says, smell better. So that's it for the shea butter. And as you can see, the shea butter is already melting inside the double boiler, even though it's not on the heat, and that's good. So next ingredient we're going to add is cocoa butter. Cocoa butter is harder, and we need 103 grams. That's exactly what we need. That's it for the cocoa butter as well. All right, next ingredient is beeswax. Beeswax comes normally in little pellets like this. This one is refined, so it comes then white in color, and it does not have this typical honey fragrance with it. But you can get also, I mean, for the deodorant, you use this one because it doesn't smell. So we're going to use 103 grams. All right. So we're going to melt it down on very low heat. So now that everything is completely melted, we are going to be adding 13 grams of tea tree essential oil. We're going to use, of course, essential oils in this case. So I hope you can see. And 13 grams of lavender essential oil. This is also, of course, essential oil. Don't use fragrance oils because these essential oils, they have been chosen for a reason. It is because they deodorize. That's why they are part of the recipe, not because of a personal preference, you know, of fragrance. So you want to make sure that the essential oils are really very well blended in the mixture to get everywhere. And also they need to adjust to the temperature. So you want to really leave it like 1 or 2 minutes and stir very well before we go to the next step. Because in the next step we are going to be adding the dry ingredients, and of course this will cool down the mixture immediately. So next ingredient we are going to be adding to the mixture is tapioka starch. This is how it comes. It comes in bags like this. We are going to need 103 grams. And we stir it into the mixture very well. It might take some time to really get it clump free, but it's important to do so. You don't want to have clumps of tapioka starch within your mixture. So regarding the tea tree oil, I find that not everybody likes it. Some people love it. I don't particularly like it. And the mix with lavender makes it a little bit easier, you know, also for those who don't really like tea tree oil, the smell of tea tree oil. By the way, did you know that tea tree oil is toxic to cats? This is just an important thing to know for those people who have cats at home. All right, next ingredient is sodium bicarbonate. And we are needing 51 grams. This comes in powder form like this. And we mix this in as well. You really want to make sure that everything is really well incorporated so that it is an even mixture. You don't want to have one deodorant with a lot of dry ingredients and the rest with more liquid. So it's important to really take your time and really mix it very well. So Everything is very nice incorporated, so now it's time for the pour. And what I like to do is I have these chunky deodorant sticks that I can leave where I found it in the description box. You can find also smaller containers like this. I find these big ones really practical. I don't know. I think it's really cool. You really have the impression that you have, you know, really something. So I like to put it in a container like so. Then I have better control about the pouring. And then you can also move it around if you need your work table for something else. All right, so let's see how this is gonna go. At first, I don't want to fill it up to the very top because you know, you don't want to overfill it. You don't want anything to spill on the sides. So I would start first with just filling it up to a point where I still can come again and fill it up if I have extra mixture. But I don't want to overfill it. So then just make sure you, while you are pouring, that you are always scraping the dry ingredients off the bottom of the double boiler here. And then I made also some samples of this deodorant using some lip balm tubes. And some people were really happy. They said, that's a nice travel size, you know. It's like I could use it for traveling. So I thought it would be maybe a good idea even to have the deodorant made in like small lip balm tubes like these, you know, so you can just pop it in your handbag, and when you need it you can just have it handy. So the last one, it's actually a recipe for 8 deodorants, but I just added the 9th tube there to fill the gap basically. So now I'm coming back and fill every other container. All right. One more here to fill up a little more. We just need to wait for them to dry, to get hard, and then we're going to add the label, and then you will see how it turns out. So as you can see, in the meantime, these deodorant have been completely solidified and they are also cool to the touch. So we are going to add the lid to it, and then we are going to put the label on it as well, and then they are ready to go. They are really smooth and nice. They smell amazing. I think that the tea tree and the lavender together go really well. These containers here are very practical. They have these twist button here, or I don't know exactly how you call it, and then you can twist up the deodorant stick. Okay, that's the extra container that we don't need. Just making sure that every container has no residue of a pore. It can happen sometimes. Then you just want to be sure that everything is clean. Good. So these are the labels I designed for it. Let's have a look how these turn out. I just place it here in the middle, like so. And then you have a very nice natural deodorant that you can use for yourself or have as a gift for some of your families and friends. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you around very soon for another one. Bye bye.